tip number 5 in our Christmas Advent calendar. And today we're going to talk some about enhanced phishing protection, Niklas.
Yes, and well, we all know that the passwordless is the way to go. But if we still want to use our passwords for Windows 11, there is this really nice feature called Enhanced Phishing Protection. There are some requirements. So it was actually introduced early in Windows 11 22H2, so that's nice. And we have the Pro, Enterprise, and Education editions are supported. We can do this on Entra ID join only and hybrid joint device. And we can use Intune or group policy for configuration. And it's actually part of the policy CSP, which is great because that means config refresh and all that stuff is going to take care of any tampering of these settings. So what is it? It's about notifying the user when the user does something stupid with their credentials, such as using it in a malicious URL, as you can see here for the first one. So if they're getting phished, they could actually get a pre-notification like, hey, user, we have some indications that this URL that you want to sign into could actually be malicious. And then we have the password reuse. So let's say we ask our users to change password on a pretty on a cadence. That means that the user will choose password that's going to be easier and easier, I guess. And sometimes they want to reuse the password from, let's say, Facebook, LinkedIn, and stuff like that, just to help them remember it. So they are actually going to say, hey, user, this is your work credentials, the work password. Are you sure you want to use that for something else, basically? And then we have the notify unsafe app. And that's probably mostly for IT admins, I guess, because it's pretty common that you see IT admins temporarily say passwords in Notepad and stuff like that. So it's going to tell the user or the admin like, hey, these are your credentials, like your password. Are you sure you want to save it in Notepad or any Microsoft 365 app? And to me, the notification is just part of it. By being able to use advanced hunting to find related events. So when I put in my password into Notepad, Jürgen could use advanced hunting to find that and educate me on how to properly use my password. So that's a pretty nice pro, I would say. So if we have a look at the default settings here, so we have the 4 to the left side here. We have these 4 settings available. And as you can see, the service enabled is enabled by default, but it's not going to have any notifications enabled by default. So we must use a policy to enable notifications. Otherwise, we will just have the alerts in Defender for Endpoint, right? So definitely have a look at enabling those. So what would that look like? Well, let's dig into the first one here. So we have the possibility to use the Windows security baseline to configure enhanced phishing protection. I would probably recommend to set these to not configured and use settings catalog instead, because settings catalog is actually where things will show up way quicker rather than in the security baseline. And as you can see here, we have these 4 settings. And if we switch to settings catalog, we have 5. And this one up here is basically, do we allow Microsoft to get telemetry based on how phishing protection acts? And to me, we might want to put this one to disable because it's actually related to our credential / password. So having telemetry on that could feel a little bit risky, I guess. So, and this is actually what it's going to look like. So here I had my absolutely weakest user, and it was nice enough to sign me off before my. So I have this really nice password I want to sign in with. And now I signed in with a password. So good to know that we must sign in with a password for this to use or to work. If I were to sign in with Hello for Business, such as my PIN, then this wouldn't work. So that's just something that's worthwhile knowing, I guess. So here we go. Here I am. I did say that my IT admins, we tend to save our credentials into Notepad, and this is what it's going to look like when I do so. So it's unsafe to store your password in this app. So what's going to happen is that the user hopefully will not do that again, at least. And Jürgen will be really happy when he's using advanced hunting to see what I did here. Of course, it's not going to see my password, but I'm sure he will know that this is actually true. So pretty cool, cool stuff here. And the takeaway here is that it's actually enabled by default, but you will need to enable each notification of these settings by using a policy. Otherwise, it's not going to notify the user when he or she is doing something similar like I just did. So that's it for number 5.
Well, thank you, Niklas. Great stuff. Apart from there's something misspelled in that password, but otherwise it was really good. Really good. Thank you.
Thank you.